Never ever date a man that you are more successful than. This one is specifically for the girls. Never ever ever intentionally date a guy that you are more successful than. And by more successful, that can mean maybe you're prettier than him, maybe you have a better social status, maybe you come from a more affluent family, but most importantly, you have more money than him. If you have a home and this man is homeless, if you have a job and this man does not have a job or is between or in between jobs, never ever date a man that you're more successful than, because you are going to regret it later. So before I go any further, I just want to make it clear that it's not always the case. I have to put that disclaimer out there. You know, the case is always different in many different cases, but majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, it doesn't end up well for the lady. Let me tell you something about men that a lot of people don't understand, and I recently learned this. Men are naturally made to be providers and protectors. Their nature, their God-given nature is to be the provider and the protector, and to be respected, to be looking up at or looked up at, if that makes sense. So they're women. God made women as the man's help, not the other way around. So, and this one again is for especially successful women. Successful women are a big target for dusties, broke men. Again, I'm not talking about a man that you've been with and you guys build together, you've been together for a long time, and you've been, just building together and struggling together, and now he's down on his luck. Or maybe somebody you were married to and now they lost their job. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you're going on these dating apps or coming online or going to bars and at your job and just meeting these men and intentionally dating them, knowing fully well that you are in a better place than them, you're going to regret it. You are going to regret it. Men like to be, again, the provider. This is the reason why a lot of times you see that the athletes, the men who, let's say they come upon a lot of wealth or riches, they got this job, they always leave the woman they were with and go to a woman that they barely know. Why? Because in that relationship, they are the man. They feel like the man. This woman has not seen them at their worst. This woman has not seen them broke. This woman has not seen them, living in their mom's basement or not having a job, or just the woman sees them as this big and mighty guy with money. So they'd rather be with that person because their nature is to be the provider and the protector. You, on the other hand, you have seen him through everything and you have held him down. He resents you for that. He is going to resent you for that. You cannot love a man into respecting you. You cannot love a man into loving you. You definitely cannot love a man into being loyal to you. The minute that broke man comes upon some money, he's going to leave you. And it's really not his fault. And I'm not saying this to be holier than thou. I've been in the situation where I helped a broke dusty that became my worst enemy. And he did everything in his power to tear me down. So they can tell you all the stories in the world about how, oh, I just lost my job and I'm so grateful that you're here. You're the best. Thank you for holding me down. I'm going to repay you when I get this money. We're going to have this big house. They can sell you all the dreams they want. A broke man will never, ever stay with the woman who has seen them at their worst. Again, Listen carefully. I'm not talking about a guy that you've been married to for years. And I'm only going to say married because I'm not going to say a guy that you've been with for years. If you've been with a guy for years and you're still not married, that in itself is a red flag. Men know right off the bat. They know within 6 months if they're going to marry you. They literally know sometimes on the first date if they're going to marry you. If this man is pulling you along for years and years and years and saying that, oh, it's because I'm not at my dream job, I don't have my dream car, I'm not in the place in life, he hates you. A broke man coming up to you hates you. And especially if he knows that you're successful, he hates you. He doesn't like you. He's just using you. He's using you to climb that social ladder. He's using you as a placeholder. He's using you for a come up. He's using you for anything that he can use you for. And once he gets back on his feet, you're not only going to be his worst enemy, he's gonna punish you for it. He's going to punish you for it. So if you love yourself, you got to do it right the first time. Don't get to a position where you're already invested in this man. You have spent months and now it's hard to leave. You have spent years with him and now it's hard to leave him. At the very, very start, the minute he says hi to you and you go on a date with him and you realize this guy is broke. And these are some key words. I want to build with you. If a man ever tells you he wants to build with you, run. You are not a contractor. You don't work constructions. You're not Bob or Barbara, the builder. So you don't need to build anything. Yes, a lot of men are going to try to make you feel guilty by saying, oh, she's a gold digger, that she only wants a man that has money. A man that has money who comes to you, that man actually likes you. He respects you. Because again, men are providers and protectors. So when they are in their masculine energy, when they feel fulfilled, the woman that they approach is a woman that they're actually attracted to. It's a woman that they actually like. It's a woman that they actually want to be with. Because he already has his money. He doesn't need to build with you. He doesn't need your little 50 to add to his little 50 to make it 100. He already has 100. So when a successful man comes up to you and wants to court you and wants to date you, don't feel bad that people are going to say you're a gold digger. Don't feel bad about that. That means he actually wants you. And again, that is why these men leave their baby moms or the hold me down girl, the Bob the builder, Barbara the builder, and they go to the women that they actually want. When he's with that girl who just takes the best care of herself, maybe she got a BBL, maybe she did her body, her hair and makeup is already done. It's always done, and she's just so, that's the woman he wants. That's the kind of woman he wants. He knows fully well that this girl that has long nails and beautiful hair and her makeup is done, he knows that she's not going to go for the 50-50, and he's okay with that. You, on the other hand, who think that you can love a man through fighting with him, fighting it out with him, or building with him, or holding him down, that man is a dusty, and he actually hates you. And he's going to resent you, and he's going to show you that the minute he gets a chance to do so. So do yourself a favor. When you're out dating, never ever date a man that you're more successful than, especially if your success is more monetary. The man is homeless and you have a whole house. The man is jobless and you have a whole business. Sis, look for someone on your level or higher than you, and don't feel bad about that. That's the best thing you as a woman can do for yourself. Look out for part 2.